So, the story begins with Alaskan conservationist and park ranger Samuel "Sam" Thorne, who spent much of his life exploring the Yukon forest, inspired by its ancient pine forests, crystalline streams, and the majestic creatures that called it home. Sam was deeply troubled by the rising threats of habitat loss and human-wildlife conflict. Determined to make a difference, he envisioned a sanctuary that could both protect vulnerable species and foster public appreciation of the region's unique ecology. In partnership with the national park, local indigenous communities, and wildlife biologists, Sam established Shaded Pines Animal Haven. Its mission was threefold: preservation of taiga wildlife, which includes the haven serves as a refuge for animals displaced by natural disasters, illegal hunting, or climate-related changes such as grizzly bears, timber wolves, moose, and prairie dogs. Cultural collaboration, which is indigenous knowledge, is woven into the haven's educational programs, offering visitors insights into the deep spiritual connection between the First Nations peoples and the Yukon wilderness. And number 3, research and rehabilitation. A team of scientists and caretakers conducts groundbreaking research on taiga ecology while rehabilitating injured animals for release back into the wild whenever possible. The name Shaded Pines reflects on the haven's serene setting within the towering pine forests that dominate the Yukon landscape. These trees, which provide shelter to countless species, symbolize the haven's protective mission. Today, Shaded Pines Animal Haven is a hidden gem for adventurers and conservation enthusiasts, where visitors can explore expansive enclosures that mimic natural habitats, including rocky outcroppings for Dall sheep, dense groves for elusive wolverines, and meadows where elk roam freely. Interactive programs allow guests to learn from rangers, indigenous guides, and wildlife experts while experiencing the raw, untouched majesty of Alaska's wilderness. A cornerstone of the Yukon's commitment to preservation, the haven represents a harmonious blend of preservation and education, inspiring generations to cherish and safeguard one of North America's most pristine and awe-inspiring ecosystems. We have 4 new hires this week, seeing as we now have a full-on backstage area. And so I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to them really quickly. We have Dr. Emily Carter, a wildlife conservation coordinator who joined SPAH after Sam learned of her groundbreaking work on timber wolf recovery. She now leads the sanctuary's conservation efforts, developing successful breeding programs and working on species restoration initiatives. And we also have Sarah Kim and Aspen, the lead veterinarian, and her dog. Sarah was working at a wildlife rehabilitation center in Anchorage when Sam brought an injured grizzly bear cub to her, and impressed by her expertise and dedication, Sam recruited her to oversee the medical care for all animals at SPAH. Her dog, Aspen, has been her companion since her days in Anchorage and now roams the sanctuary alongside her. And then we have Rebecca, or Becca Fields, the educational program manager. Becca was a former teacher with a passion for wildlife, who joined SPAH after attending a conservation event where her creative approach to engaging children impressed Sam. She now leads the sanctuary's educational programs, focusing on interactive learning and environmental awareness. And last but not least, we have Tom Harris, the lead facilities manager. Tom, a retired construction worker and longtime volunteer, became involved with SPAH after helping build some of its initial enclosures. His experience and dedication to maintaining the sanctuary's infrastructure make him an integral part of the team. With the sanctuary officially open, Sam stands at the entrance of Shaded Pines Animal Haven, and quickly realizes that the zoo isn't as prepared as he had hoped. The only residents are a small group of prairie dogs who were rescued from a group of poachers that had intentions of selling them on the black market. They were brought to the sanctuary for rehabilitation and are now the first animals to call SPAH home. As the first residents are settling in, Sarah is conducting health checks on the prairie dogs and discovers that one of the females is an expecting mother. While this is an exciting development for the sanctuary, the team knows that they can't rely on this event alone to bring in the attention and support the sanctuary needs. With the arrival of new animals still unforeseeable, the focus is on managing the sanctuary's financial situation, which is becoming more urgent with each passing day. The weight of these challenges falls heavily on Rebecca, the sanctuary's fundraising manager, as the financial pressure mounts. The lack of animals at the zoo begins to affect donor confidence, making it harder for Rebecca to secure the necessary funds to ensure the sanctuary's future. Late nights are spent making calls and drafting proposals, but despite her hard work, the stress starts to take its toll. Sam notices Rebecca's exhaustion and the strain on her nerves. He knows something needs to change and has a plan to help. As if the pressure of the financial burden wasn't enough, the sanctuary begins receiving bad reviews from visitors frustrated by the lack of animals and attractions. Just when it seems like the sanctuary is about to go under, Sam receives an unexpected call. A nearby sanctuary is struggling to care for a group of pronghorn and bison and urgently needs a new home for them. Could this be the break that SPAH desperately needs? The sanctuary is buzzing with anticipation as the first major additions to the animal roster arrive. Sam is overseeing the transportation of the bison and pronghorn from a struggling sanctuary, ensuring their journey is smooth and safe. The animals' arrival marks a turning point for Shaded Pines Animal Haven, offering hope for increasing visitor interest and boosting morale among the staff. But Sam hasn't forgotten about Rebecca's mounting stress. He introduces Ethan Lynn, the new fundraising and grants manager, to the team. Ethan's arrival is a welcome relief for Rebecca, who is eager to shift her focus back to education and outreach programs. Her gratitude is evident as she begins working closely with Ethan, brainstorming ways to secure the sanctuary's future. In the prairie dog exhibit, Sarah conducts her regular health check and shares surprising news with the team. Daisy, the pregnant prairie dog, is progressing faster than expected. The team begins preparing for the potential arrival of pups, knowing the birth will be a significant event for the sanctuary. Meanwhile, as Tom is finishing his evening rounds, he notices the forest surrounding the sanctuary seems unusually dry for this time of year. The brittle grass crunches underfoot, and the faint scent of smoke hangs in the air. He pauses, uneasy, scanning the horizon for any signs of danger. Could this be a warning of something more serious to come? The day has started like any other, but by mid-morning, the faint smell of smoke that Tom noticed the previous afternoon has intensified. The team quickly realizes that a wildfire has broken out in the nearby forest. Although the sanctuary itself is not yet in immediate danger, the thickening smoke and rising tension put everyone on high alert. Sam gathers the team to discuss emergency protocols, ensuring that the animals are protected and the sanctuary remains safe. Rebecca and Ethan work to contact local authorities and fire crews, coordinating efforts and preparing evacuation plans if needed. Meanwhile, Sarah and Tom assess the sanctuary's conditions, ensuring all enclosures are secure and the animals are calm. As the wildfire edges closer, Sam takes a moment to check on the perimeter of the sanctuary. It's during this patrol that he hears faint cries coming from deeper in the smoky woods. Following the sounds, he discovers a small group of animals, a cow moose and her calf, and a small family of beavers that have been injured in the wildfire. The moose are suffering from smoke inhalation, and the beavers show signs of minor burns. But despite the chaos, Sam knows they can't leave these animals behind. Calling for Sarah's help, Sam carefully leads the injured animals toward the sanctuary. The moose struggle but manage to follow, while Sarah and Tom help transport the beavers. Once inside SPAH, Sarah quickly sets up a triage area, treating the animals' injuries and keeping them hydrated and calm. The wildfire rages into the night, but thanks to the team's efforts and the coordination with local fire crews, the sanctuary is spared from major damage. By morning, the immediate danger has passed, and the team reflects on their success in keeping the animals and each other safe. As the team cares for the injured wildlife, Sam realizes that the sanctuary's mission has grown beyond its initial vision. SPAH is not only a haven for its resident animals, but also a refuge for wildlife in need during crisis. After the chaos of the wildfire, Shaded Pines Animal Haven begins the slow process of recovery. The air is finally clear, but the sanctuary is still buzzing with activity as the team tends to the injured wildlife and assesses the damage. Despite the challenges, hope arrives in the form of two new faces, Nuka and Tala Dakota, siblings and local indigenous residents with a deep respect for nature and animals, who visit the sanctuary after hearing about the wildfire. Concerned for the animals and inspired by the sanctuary's mission, they approach Sam to offer their help. Their knowledge of the land and wildlife proves invaluable, and Sam is quick to recognize the potential they bring to the team. Moved by their passion and dedication, he eagerly welcomes them aboard. Meanwhile, in the prairie dog exhibit, a joyful surprise awaits. Daisy, the pregnant prairie dog, finally gives birth to a litter of tiny pups. The team is thrilled by the sanctuary's first births, and visitors flock to catch a glimpse of the newest additions. Sarah keeps a close eye on the pups, ensuring they stay healthy and protected in their new world. Chaos breaks out when one of Daisy's pups escapes, sending Tom and Sarah on a frantic chase to catch her before she gets hurt. The pup proves quick and elusive, darting through the sanctuary and causing a stir among visitors. Nuka and Tala jump in to help, using their sharp instincts to track her down. And with teamwork, they safely return the little runaway to her family. But just as things start to settle, Sam receives an unexpected call from a nearby wildlife rescue. A pair of armadillos was found injured on the side of the road who need urgent care and a permanent home. The rescue center is overcrowded, and without space for them, SPH might be their best chance. Sam discusses the situation with the team, and while resources are tight, the sanctuary is slowly growing. With Rebecca's help, they begin arranging transportation and setting up a proper habitat. As the day winds down, there's a renewed sense of purpose. SPH is becoming a true haven for animals in need. SPH welcomes a new group of unexpected residents after law enforcement confiscates a group of skunks and raccoons from an illegal exotic pet operation. The animals, having spent their lives in cramped and unsuitable conditions, need medical evaluations and time to adjust to their new environment. Sarah leads the health checks, noting signs of malnutrition and stress in some of the rescues. Meanwhile, Sam and Rebecca work to ensure their transition is as smooth as possible, coordinating with authorities and making sure the sanctuary has the resources to support them. Nuka and Tala step in to assist, eager to help prepare their enclosure in the newly established nocturnal habitat. As the team works together, it's clear that SPH's reputation as a safe haven is growing, but so are the challenges of keeping up with the constant influx of animals in need.